The developing story tonight, President Cyril Ramaphosa due to arrive in the United States, where he's going to meet in the next 36 hours or so with his U.S. counterpart Donald Trump at the White House. This will be on Wednesday. Relations between the two countries have been strained in recent months, not least of which due to the Trump administration repeating unsubstantiated claims of an Afrikaner genocide in South Africa. So much so last week you saw about 49, the first group of 49 so-called Afrikaner refugees landing for resettlement in Washington. Let's go to Washington, bring in SABC News reporter Sherwin Bryce-Pease, who's live for us there. Sherwin, waiting outside the hotel where we're expecting to see President Cyril Ramaphosa. Has he touched down yet?
He has touched down. I can confirm that information coming to me from a senior government official that is in Washington, D.C. ahead of the president's arrival. We are told that he's touched down at Dulles International Airport, and so it will take about another 40 minutes, Tembekile, for his convoy to arrive here at the hotel in near the White House here in Washington, D.C. And I can tell you the president will walk in here right behind us, so we're hoping that he'll stop and share some initial thoughts. The presidency not confirming whether he will in fact stop and talk to the media contingent. The SABC is not alone here. A number of journalists have flown in from South Africa for this very important meeting later this week. A little bit of information for you, Tembekile, and viewers back home. We have now learned that the meeting on Wednesday is going to happen around 2 p.m. Eastern time here in the United States, which is around 8 p.m. South African time. So it'll be prime time television in South Africa if, as we expect, that Oval meeting between President Donald Trump and President Cyril Ramaphosa will take place and be televised live. But that information not confirmed yet. A lot of fluidity in terms of the delegation's arrival. We understand that Ronald Lamola, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, will be arriving later tonight. We understand John Steenhuisen is somewhere inside the hotel. Parks Tau, the Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, has gone to the airport to welcome the president and will come with the entourage. Kumbutsu Chabeni, we understand, is flying commercial. We expected her to be on the president's plane, but I'm told that she's coming on a different flight. And then, of course, SABC Jonas, the U.S. envoy, also expected to arrive in the hours ahead. But imminently, certainly within the next hour, we should have a visual of President Ramaphosa arriving here at the hotel in Washington, D.C. Tembekile.
And Sherwin, once the full delegation has touched down in Washington, what will they be doing between now and the big meeting with Trump on Wednesday?
Well, remember, this has been about an 18-hour flight for President Ramaphosa. He departed late Sunday night, past 10 p.m. I think it was 11 p.m. Local time in South Africa. So he's been flying. There was a stop in Las Palmas on the way off the West African coast. So it's been a long trip. So he will, in the main, I think, be resting tomorrow. But he has a number of key ministers around him. The U.S. envoy, they'll be engaging with embassy staff and get a full briefing in terms of the preparation that will be required, right? South Africa is not very focused, as you heard from Clayson Moniela, the head of public diplomacy at the Department of International Relations earlier, that they feel they've dealt with the questions of Afrikaner refugees and allegations of genocide. They are very much focused on the economic relationship moving forward, whether that is in terms of the African Growth and Opportunity Act or whether there is a need to put a new deal on the table here. We have heard that Parks Tau is going to be leading efforts here. As much as the president is going to be leading this delegation, this is going to be Parks Tau's moment in his capacity as the minister responsible for trade, industry and competition. This is about an economic relationship. This is about a trade relationship that needs to be beneficial to both constituencies. You have an America First policy in the United States, but one imagines you can call it a South Africa First policy when it comes to what the South Africans will seek to get out of this relationship moving forward. But remember, we are at the beginning of a conversation here, right? They've talked on the phone, has President Trump with President Ramaphosa, but this face-to-face will really catalyze the relationship moving forward. It will be taken live on television, how that plays out. Will it be offensive? Will it be a utopian kumbaya moment? Will they like each other? Will they take to each other? This is a transactional president who addresses things moving forward based on the relationships he often enjoys with his interlocutors and his fellow principals. And so how that relationship plays itself out will be determinative of where we go from here in terms of the economic priorities that South Africa has in terms of this relationship moving forward.
Sherwin, Bryce-Pease, SABC correspondent live for us in Washington, D.C. We'll come back to you later in the hour, Sherwin. For now, thank you.